Good evening, campers, and welcome aboard the Starship Arborea. I'm Commander Exorcist, and it is time, once again, for Talk Oh Tuesday. This is my weekly Elite Dangerous show where I pick a Galnet article, read it, talk about it, primarily from a lore perspective, but I will break the fourth wall if necessary. Now, it might not be necessary today. I don't know. This article is a little bit old, but if you've played Elite Dangerous in the last week or so, this will be especially relevant to you because we're going to go back to a simpler time before the galaxy was filled with brewer colonization ships and new underdeployment settlements weren't popping up everywhere across the galaxy. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, and because we're going to be talking about the Colonial Revolution. That is the massive expansion of humanity's footprint across the stars. So let's go ahead, and this is a short one, so this might be a short Taco Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. It's kind of a shorter article, but I'm not going to try to like stretch it out just for the sake of time, but it's apparent there may not be much to say about it. And I'll say before we get started, one of the issues I've had recently is a lack of news. There has been a lack of Galnet, especially in the last couple of weeks. We've received a few articles like this, but nothing of particular substance. So, like last time we did a Taco Tuesday, it was El Presidente talking about Billy Joe Jim Bob IV. So, yeah, there's things we've had to kind of make up to fill in the gaps a little bit. But I'm hoping now that a lot of the colonization efforts that are underway, that we can start to get some, a little bit more intrigue as systems are taken over and things happen and people bump up against each other. So let's take a look here at what's going on with the Colonial Revolution. It says Brewer Corporation's much anticipated system colonization module and claim management process is now available. Yes, so approximately a week or so ago in the galaxy, Brewer Corporation began launching a massive fleet of system colonization ships. And there are new outposts, new stations popping up all over the galaxy. And so this is something that Brewer has been working on for a long time and building kind of the logistics network that would make this happen. And they're the only ones that apparently have the infrastructure to be able to push this kind of colonization effort. And there are some weird quirks with it, some hiccups, but overall it seems to be working. It says, while colonization technology has existed for over a millennium, a formal chain or formal claim and colony establishment process for individuals, communities, and minor factions has not previously been available. And analysts consider this a moment of historical significance, as viable colony targets will not be dictated by large corporations or superpower governments. See, that seems kind of counterintuitive to what's really going on here. Large corporations, you're still dependent on Brewer, and these are no small feats or no small activities. So building a small outpost by itself can be a huge undertaking for an individual if they're not set up properly. I mean, because once the system colonization ship enters into a star system, it doesn't just build whatever outpost has been selected for that location. There has to be materials delivered. There's contracts that have to be signed. There's all kinds of paperwork that needs to be done. And so you're still beholden to a major corporation. It's just Brewer. So you've got, and I think it's probably a better way of saying it is that the colonization process is no longer relegated to one of the three major bureaucracies. You've got the Federation, the Empire, and the Alliance. You don't have those three dictating exactly where the colonies go. There are good and bad points to that. I'll talk in a minute about that. It says CEO Madeline Teague shared her enthusiasm at a gala event in Minerva covered by Vox Galactica. The sheer potential of this process is staggering. I'm delighted that the move toward widespread community-led expansion was so eagerly endorsed by all three superpowers. System colonization contacts will be available on starports to facilitate the initial work on a claimed system. So what Brewer has done is they went out and they hired a bunch of these lackeys. Like, I don't know where they got these guys, but they hired all kinds of people, and they've stuck them in starports all over the galaxy, and these guys are colonizing pretty much any system that you want, as long as you're willing to pay 25 million credits for the deployment of the nav beacon. Now, for someone like me, it's not a big deal. I make 25 million credits in my sleep, but it's not a small chunk of change for some people. And so, it is kind of interesting, and I wonder, when you think about what she says about the superpowers and how they've kind of been willing to like let this go and say, hey, you know what, system colonization, we're okay with just random Joe Schmo over here paying money and getting his own star system and naming his station Candyland Orbital. We're cool with that if the money's good. At first, I was trying to think of why would the superpowers allow that to happen? But then it makes sense, because what you have is community-led expansion that benefits the superpowers without them having to make a personal investment. So you're allowing individuals to build Coriolis starports and, Prometheus-style outposts and all the ground settlements and stuff. And like the Empire doesn't have to shell out the money, somebody else is, but they're going to make money off of it, because they will make money in taxes, service fees, and just, all the stuff that comes with being a star system in that respective superpowers area of responsibility in their territory. So it is actually kind of it does make sense, but at first I was like, why would they allow that? But if it was me and I was, on the Imperial Council or something, I'd be okay with it, as long as we were able to reap the financial benefits that come with individual star system colonization. And I think that the superpowers they stand to make a fortune off of this stuff, just like the individuals and the community members that are working to colonize these systems, because, they're going to get kickbacks on taxes and service fees and everything else. Everybody gets a share of the prize. That's the revolution part of it, is that finally individuals get a part and a say in how the community structure, how things are built, how things are named, and how things operate, and they get kind of a kickback on the financial aspect of it. It says, this is an exciting time, and I can't wait to see how the next few months unfold, particularly when the latest additions to Brewer Corporation's Trailblazer fleet are finished next week. That initiative is still ongoing at Starlay Station, by the way. So that's a plug for a community goal that has been going on for quite a while now. There's two goals that have been running side by side. You have delivery of goods, and you have protection of the delivery of goods, bounty hunting, and stuff like that. And so what she's talking about is, in addition to the colonization super ships that have been deployed everywhere, they're also going to deploy static megaships, which are going to serve as kind of colonization hubs that will have access to a lot of the materials that are needed, because they're finding out. I can tell you that I've heard from folks that are involved in this process that some of these materials are not exactly easy to get. And it's always the case with these massive projects where they need a lot of something that there's just not a lot of it out there. I mean, if there's only like 6 pink hippos out there, then building an Orbis starport needs 45 of these things. And so you've got to find 45 hippos. And that's just kind of how this works. And for some reason, I think it's kind of the same way. There's things out there that people really need, they're not able to find. But I have a feeling that, this is a new initiative. As things get kind of ramped up, we'll see more of that taken care of. At least I hope. If Brewer wants to continue down this path and continue having people to colonize systems, you're going to have to continue to deliver the resources necessary to get it done. Those looking to begin a new colony are advised to purchase and prepare a suitable transport vessel, as considerable resources are needed to establish a new port in a claim system. No kidding. That's what we've been talking about the whole time. is the sheer amount of resources that are actually required to build one of these things is apparently massive. I mean, I think some of the larger ones you're looking at like almost 150 to 200,000 resources of different types. So it's quite an effort required behind it. But hey, props to Brewer and congratulations to Brewer Corporation and to Madeline Teague for the people that are on, and congratulations to the three superpowers, because their pockets are about to be lined like crazy with all of these new stations coming online and opportunities for sharing and commodities and taxation and all the things that's going to be happening with that. Everybody is going to win when it comes to colonization in the galaxy. Might have to go out and get a system myself in time. Hey, everybody, these are the Disciples. If you enjoy my work here on the channel, then please consider pledging your support. You can go to commanderexorcist.tv/support to pledge your participation. I have a monthly vlog where I talk about the channel and some of the things that I do and why I do them. They also get behind the scenes stuff and some other videos that don't actually make it out here on the channel. So try to make it as useful and meaningful as I can. So I would love to have your support if you're willing to give. And that is going to be it, my friends, for Taco Tuesday today. Like I said, the article is a little bit older, but it's still very, very relevant because we have a lot of folks out there, including myself, that are out there colonizing new star systems, and the requirements for doing so, they're heavy, but they're not overwhelming when you consider them in context of the lore and the setup for them. You shouldn't expect to haul 25 items of something and build a Coriolis starport or build an Acellus starport. That's not how this works. There are requirements. Expect to bring several thousand pieces of steel and titanium. The backbone stuff that you see in the background to build these things is extremely necessary. So Brewer has done it. Brewer is out there, and they kind of been in the background doing great things as far as like all the stuff they have to build the galactic infrastructure that's been there forever, and now they're really out in the front. Everybody knows their name. Everybody's involved with Brewer, and we're excited to see their logo pop up when our new stations are done. And I think this is really just the beginning, because right now it looks like they're really focused on the central core systems. And over time, as expansion continues and we start moving out and the bubble starts expanding into deeper space and some of these really, really deep space unexplored or undiscovered or uninhabited star systems out there with really cool planets, there's all kinds of great opportunity coming at us with the Colonial Revolution. Hey, everybody, thanks for watching tonight. If you enjoy my content, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Tell me about your efforts in the colonization process. Are you colonizing a system, and where is it? Can people go and help you? So it'd be nice if you want to leave your information below. I'm sure there are commanders out there that would love to deliver resources. Hey, everybody, I'm Commander Exorcist. Take care, fly safe, and I will see you out there. Good night, everybody.